Welcome into PFF TV College. I'm Anthony Treash here with lead college analyst Cam Mellor to talk about the top 10 players playing in the game of the year this Saturday between the LSU Tigers and the Alabama Crimson Tide. And this showdown contains arguably the two best quarterbacks in the 2020 draft class. Though these aren't the only elite talents to take the field this Saturday, there are first-round prospects that don't even crack the top 10 of this list that we're getting ready to talk about. And with that being said, we're going to start our list at number 10 with Alabama offensive tackle Jedrick Wills.
Yeah, this is a guy you want to talk about draft prospect. Him and Alex Leather would have played themselves into these draft prospects that maybe you didn't quite see coming beforehand. This is a dynamic duo. Wills takes the lead here, the fourth highest graded tackle in all of the country, fifth highest graded offensive lineman overall, allowed just 10 pressures so far this season, and has a top figure in run blocking. He does it all from the tackle position, guarding the ever so important blind side for Tua Tagovailoa.
And coming in at number 9, we have the ball hawk out of LSU, Kristian Fulton.
This guy is ridiculous. He's already allowed more yards than he did all of last season, but that's just a testament to how good last season was for him. But since week 2, since the Texas game, Fulton has not allowed a catch of longer than 18 yards. Obviously this season, this weekend, will be tested against the best quartet of wide receivers in college football and Tua on the other side of the field. So Fulton be tested, but he has not allowed that reception of longer than 18 yards since week 2. A dynamic guy outside.
That's pretty absurd.
Pretty absurd numbers.
Yeah, and at number 8, we have our first offensive skill position player, and that is Alabama running back Najee Harris, who has gotten the job done both rushing the ball and in the receiving game.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do a whole lot because when he gets the ball, he just simply breaks tackles. There's the highlight reel play where he leaps the defender, stiff arms the defender, spins, and barrels through a defender. That came on the receiving end of a pass. So just add him to the list of dynamic after-the-catch threats for Tua for that offense. Najee, though, converts first downs, converts touchdowns. He is your short yardage guy. He is your long yardage guy. He does it all, and a truly, truly dynamic back for them.
Yeah, and we know here at PFF, we don't value running backs as much as everyone else, but really what separates the replaceable ones between the ones that have a slimmer of value is how they perform in the passing game, and Harris certainly checks the box there. And coming in at number 7, we have a cornerback who has been an absolute nightmare to the opposing quarterback, and that is Alabama's Patrick Surtain.
Yes, so he's got the NFL name there. Obviously, you all should recognize him from the 90s. The Dolphins cornerback, his father, Patrick Surtain. This guy, 36.4 passer rating into his coverage. A quarterback gets a 39.6 just for spiking the ball into the dirt. So you're less likely to field a positive passer rating when you're throwing to him, so don't throw to him, allowing just under 140 yards into his coverage. This guy is dynamic, lockdown, and against this talented trio on the other side of the field, he will need to show all of that sort of NFL playmaking ability that he has.
Yeah, and coming in at number 6 is PFF's third-ranked prospect in the entire 2020 class and wide receiver number 1, and that is Alabama Jerry Jeudy. And believe it or not, he's already exceeded his lofty expectations this season.
He already has. The reigning Biletnikoff Award winner for a reason. Wide receiver 1 on everybody's list, essentially at this point, but especially ours. He runs the best routes in all of college football. Doesn't matter if he's breaking in, breaking out, stopping on a dime. This guy can go toe-to-toe with any defensive back in the country. And again, we've seen him multiple targets, multiple catches every game this season. Jeudy will be a dynamic playmaker at the next level, but be pivotal for them on Saturday.
Yeah, every time I watch Jeudy, there's at some point in the game he makes my jaw drop, and I can't believe it. But then again,
you can't
I'm not
coach
surprised.
that.
Exactly. And edging out Jeudy at number 5 is the reliable and perhaps most explosive wide receiver in all of college football, LSU's wide receiver, Justin Jefferson.
This guy, 7 of 7 in contested catches, 23 explosive plays of 15 yards or more, which means not only does he have big playability, he has that 50-50 ball ability that you throw to him more often than not, he's going to catch it. Actually, that's obviously leading the country for 100% contested catch rate right now. So throw the ball to Jefferson, he'll get it. He is on our Heisman watch list for a reason.
Yeah, and at number 4 is a cornerback who has been nothing short of spectacular in 2019, as he's been targeted 28 times in coverage, allowed 0 touchdowns, and forced 6 incompletions. And that cornerback is Alabama's Trayvon Diggs.
He's also a ball hawk, multiple touchdowns now on the season from the defensive side of the field, including a game clincher essentially to put it out of reach. So he's got a fumble, scoop and score, a pick 6. This guy does it all, a ball hawk. Like you said, though, 28 targeted passes, only 12 of them have been caught in his coverage. Lowly completion percentage. Do not target him, but essentially, you're going to have to if you want to be able to beat this team.
Yeah, absolutely. And ringing in at number 3 on our top 10 list is far and away the nation's top true freshman and the best cornerback in regard to PFF coverage grade, and that is LSU's Derek Stingley.
Yeah, he's been tested against probably some of the best wide receivers in all of football as well. Colin Johnson in Texas, he took him for a ride and did not allow a lot of plays. He allowed just 50 yards to Seth Williams at Auburn, but one of those was a dramatic catch where Bo Nix threw the ball out of bounds, and 3 yards out of bounds, Williams catches the ball. So Stingley is playing well beyond his age, well beyond his years, and is maybe perhaps one of the best cornerback prospects we've seen in some time.
Yeah, and we are now down to our top 2 players in this showdown. And coming in at number 2 is Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, who has been so good. We have NFL fans preaching for their team to tank for him.
Tank for Tua, and we'll get to number 1 with his catchphrase for what you do for Joe Burrow as well. But right now, Tua, the nation's leader in passer rating and grade from a clean pocket, 23 touchdowns, no interceptions. And again, he would likely have a clean pocket often. He's not pressured very often because of how good they are up front. So for him to be this good and this stable in what is our most stable metric outside of our grades only bodes well for not only Crimson Tide fans, but also the players on the field on Saturday. Tua is every bit of that quarterback 1, quarterback 2 dilemma we have right now between him and the next guy.
Yep, and finally, at number 1, we have the guy that you probably hadn't heard of coming into the 2019 season, but has quickly become a college football icon, and that guy is Joe Burrow, and who has been immaculate throwing downfield and into tight windows.
Broadway Joe, Jeaux. If you hadn't heard of him by now, you've been sleeping under a rock. The best player on the field whenever he steps onto the field, but especially in this star-studded game that is Alabama LSU. Broadway Joe, you might want to bomb for Burrow. If you tank for Tua, bomb for Burrow to get him first overall. He is that good. 71.1% completion percentage in every game this season, an adjusted completion percentage of well over 83, rivaling Tyler Huntley at Utah for top spot in the country. He just happens to throw about 60 more passes than Huntley, showing truly how accurate he is on a per pass play. This guy does it everywhere and every level of the field. Also, a very hard spot to hit, 10 to 19 yards outside the numbers. He's the highest rated quarterback. So dipping a little deep into the PFF database there to come out with some great nuggets, but that just shows truly how effective he's been this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been quite insane how accurate this guy has been throwing downfield. I mean, right now, he's on pace to shatter, the PFF record of the last 3 seasons as far as accurate pass rate on throws 10-plus yards, 10% higher than we've ever seen. That's higher than Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray.
And that's a true testament to why he's the highest rated quarterback on all throws 10 or more yards down the field, but also if you isolate it to just the intermediate throws, 10 to 19, those NFL throws, that's where he's the highest rated quarterback as well.
Well, there you have it. Those are PFF's top 10 players ready to take the field this Saturday in a Week 11 matchup between LSU and Alabama that is looking like the game of the century.
The game of the century, indeed. And this, of course, was brought to you by our friends over at Eckrich. For your chance to throw for $1 million at the national championship game, be sure to sign up at EckrichFootball.com.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.